All right, all right. Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our queens and kings in the house here on the meeting platform and also on our varied YouTube channels. We do thank you for joining us this wonderful Thursday, closing moments of the week. And so we are going to move right along and move right into our um, song, which is this song was gifted to us from Queen Lerato Shadari, and she's a well-renowned international singing recording artist. And so she has gifted us this song, which is In It to Win It. And yes, of course, you have to be in it to win it. And so, without any further ado, we will definitely get into that song, which is from Queen Lerato Shadari. In it to win it.
aware of the closing doors, please.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato Shadari. And of course, we are here once again on this wonderful Thursday, with respective to the deep dive, globally changing life. And again, I say welcome. Welcome to everyone on this meeting platform. And of course, those that are on the varied YouTube channels. Thank you all very much for joining us. And of course, as you know, we will be getting into now our first presentation. And this first presentation, it's the mindset. You know that I love the mindset. The mindset is like my only favorite topic because it covers whether you are living a Christian life or you are not living a Christian life. No matter what age, no matter what size, no matter what looks, no matter what culture, no matter what background, no matter where on the planet you are on, the mindset is the one most important thing in our lives because depending on what kind of mindset everyone has individually, then that is what helps to shape our lives. And so that is very important. Sharing with us this evening is, of course, none other than a dynamic, international, inspirational speaker and entrepreneur. Very, very long time ago. She's the author of The Heart of a Servant. Yes, she has published her book, and you can get that there on Amazon. International talk show host and founder and host of Mindset Monday, every Mondays on um, at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. She's a tax practitioner, enrolled agent, so she can take care of your taxes. And she's a certified life coach. She's a counselor and has been practicing for many years. So if you have any issues that you need like a consultation, she would be the one to speak with. All the contact information is on the flyer and also in the YouTube descriptions. And so, without any further ado, it is none other than my wife, Queen Miriam Carmen Granville Edwards Clark, will be coming to us to share the power of emotional mastery for personal success. So please help me welcome Queen Miriam. Mm.
Good evening,
how you
everyone. I'm good.
Good. Whoa! Oh, pretty girl. Yes, when pretty girl stand up beside you, you start to smile. You start to smile. Hmm. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be on my husband's platform, Derrick Clark.
Deep dive.
Deep dive, globally
Oh
changing
man.
lives.
Amen.
It's an honor to speak with you this evening. And what better way to wind down the week than to look at the mindset? And today we're looking at the power of emotional mastery for personal success. Now, all of us, we were created to succeed. We were created with that. God created all of us for success. But there are many times, depends on the route we take, some end up not being successful because their focus was shifted. So a little background of what is mastery or what is self-mastery. Self-mastery has two components. It has self-control and self-discipline. So to master self, you need to have self-control and self-discipline. So self-discipline is giving yourself a command and obey it. Self-control is managing all of those shifts in your life. So we're looking today at emotional mastery. And what is emotional mastery? Now, no, self or mastering self, there's an entire maybe 2-3 hours it will take to explain all of that. But we are looking at emotional mastery today. And emotional mastery is the ability to understand, manage, and effectively utilize your emotions in a way that enhances your personal and professional life. Now, if we have self-control and self-discipline, emotional mastery, we can balance that. Now, all of us have different emotions. We were created with these, but we were also created with the ability to manage, to control all of these emotions that changes depending on what we are going through. You see, God is such a wonderful God. He knows how to create. Now, remember, God is the creator. So everything else after God creates, it's made. Everything that God creates us that we can make things. You see those big skyscrapers, you see the airplane, all of that. But he also creates us to manage our emotions so we can be effective in all areas of our life. So emotional mastery is the ability to understand and effectively utilize your emotions in a way that enhances personal and professional life. I'm sure many of you see people who you look up to, people who you admire, and you see them operate in a way that it's not consistent with what you think they should be. And that is how you understand that some people don't know how to master their emotion. So they remain balanced in spite of what the situation they are dealing with. Emotional mastery involves being aware of your emotions at all times, recognizing how they influence your thoughts and behaviors, and using this awareness to guide your actions and decisions positively. The importance of emotional mastery. Like self-mastery, self-control, and self-discipline, which emotional mastery comes under that heading. Emotional mastery improve decision making. By mastering your emotions, you can make more rational and informed decisions, not just as soon as the adrenaline flies, then you just say things off the bat, and then you now, oh my goodness, saying a whole heap of sorries, which cannot alleviate the situation because it's already out there. So it helps you to make informed decisions rather than being swayed by temporary feelings. You know, my mom always reminds us, she said, don't go by how you feel because you will be out of sort every single day. This morning, I didn't feel like getting up, but because I know there's a difference between feelings and knowing, I don't feel like it. But I know that I need to get up. I know that I need to go to work. I know that I need to take care of my investor's business, that's my employer, so that I can get a return on my investment, which is my salary at the end of the week or the end of the month. So, listening to my mother, very important advice, don't go by your feelings. Another important idea of emotional mastery, it enhances relationships. Yes, it does. Picture someone starts from the home thinking about a child or thinking about husband and wife, thinking about all the relationships that starts from the home. If there is volcanic eruption, someone shouting at the top of their head, someone screaming, or abuse going on in that environment, then that's not a healthy, it's not building a healthy relationship. It's important to learn how to manage those emotions. And sometimes we may need help, we may need assistance, outside assistance, in order to get us to balancing those emotions. When someone say to you or you identify, I'm going off an angle too often or something is not right, it's important to get get assistance, because if you want to be successful, whether in your personal life or in your professional life, you need to be balanced. So and emotional mastery enhances relationship. It allows you to communicate more effectively and empathize with others, leading to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Emotional mastery, it helps you to see the other person rather than pointing finger, rather than saying it's not me. Emotional mastery help you to see who you are, help you to see where you are wrong, help you to see where you are not doing the thing the right way, and allow yourself to be criticized, having constructive criticism. When you are balanced, emotional mastery. Emotional mastery help you to increase resilience. You bounce back when you go through challenging situation. You're able to bounce back. It helps you to build resilience and enable you to manage stress more effectively. It also helps you with personal growth. Understanding managing your emotions leads to greater self awareness and personal development, allowing you to align your actions with your long term goals and values. It also helps with professional success. Emotional mastery is a key component of emotional intelligence, which is highly valued in the workplace for leadership, teamwork, and conflict resolution. See how important emotional mastery is. It's not simple, it's being able to manage yourself. More insights on emotional some of the benefits of emotional mastery: improved relationships and communication. Now, picture in a work environment this scenario where you are in a team and you are supposed to be working together on a project. And if everyone is not on the same page, then the link is not strong. So the project is either delayed or the project might not be completed properly. If someone within the team have an emotional moment or not able to manage their emotion, something happens at home and they took it to work, not being able to deal with it, and so it affects everyone the in the work area. So it reduces productivity. It even causes total disruption if that person is not able to manage their emotions. It helps with better stress management and resilience. Now, this might be simple for some, but for me, it is exceptional. One story about someone who was able to manage their emotions. My mother. My mother taught me many lessons, but this one stuck with me. She learned how to manage her emotions. I've never heard my mother speak very loud. I've never heard her speak loud, but she always get her point across. A matter of fact, most times she scolds us without whipping us. She scolds us with her eyes and just those soft words. She was not a global speaker, but she was a great philanthropist. She faced numerous challenges and adversity in her life, including poverty. But despite her hardship, she learned to master her emotions and challenge them in her work and her personal growth and the growth of her own children and others around her. By harnessing her emotions, Mom taught us how to, little, before you say a harsh word, say nothing. I remember from we were growing up. Now, all of us as siblings did not take those instructions. I took them. You have some of them were rowdy, but those thoughts, those tenets stuck with me throughout my growing up. She reminds us that, remember what the Bible said? He that learned to keep his tongue, whatever, keep he that learned to keep his tongue, keep his life. And there is one other thing that she taught us. She said, although you see this little tongue, it can balance everything if you know how to operate. An emotion it can be verbal or nonverbal. Now, how you act when those emotions are not balanced, you act out in so many different ways. But my mother's little talk, it has helped to shape my life. It has helped me to work with communities. It has helped me to work with people who were indifferent. It has helped me to work with people who were very nice. But knowing how to master emotion is powerful and it can help to sustain your entire life. And in the end, you will hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. So mastering your emotion is something that should be thought of. And as we're dealing with the mindset, everything begins in the mind. sometimes we go off tangent. Sometimes we start riling up because of a perception, because of something we perceive someone said, which might not be the truth, which might be totally different from what we think, and we get riled up, we change, we go off. However, mastering our emotion can help us to build personal and professional lifestyle that so many persons will covet, that good gift that we portray as we go through every aspect of our life. Thank you for listening. Let's master our emotion and be successful in our personal and professional life.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Thank you very much, Queen Miriam. That was powerful. That was powerful. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, I I have I have I have I think I have um hold on. Is there anyone that might have a question or comment or concern in respective of that presentation? Oh my, that was awesome. Anyone? Oh, right. Let me put the hand raise. The raise hand. I don't know. Okay. Hand raise feature. Right. Okay, so the hand raise feature is there. And if you want to make a comment or ask a question in the YouTube, we can see the varied YouTube channels. And if you want to ask a question or make a comment here, the raise hand is there. So you can do so, or you can put it in the chat, because we are also monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions or comments, we can you can ask it at this time. Okay, all right. So I guess everybody is good to go. And okay, so everybody is good to go then.
I think there's someone that was saying something. Scroll down. Oh, no, never mind.
Oh, no, that's not a chat.
Okay.
All right, so everybody is good. Everybody seemed that they're well digested. Thank you very much once again, Queen Miriam. Really, really appreciate. All right. Mercy. Okay, so we'll continue. Thank you very much, Queen Miriam. Really appreciate, really appreciate. And okay. So let me get my 2 cents together so that we can. All right. We can. All right. So we are going to take a quick look at the next presentation, which will be done by me, yours truly. And of course, that is what mindset have you normalized that you should break? Because a lot of us normalize. We think that it is normal to have that mindset when it is more doing us harm than doing us good. So that is the question that we are going to ask and answer at this time. Normally, this normally is actually a workshop where you would be able to, give your points and so on. But this is more in a physical setting than a digital setting. So it's going to be more a presentation, actually. All right. So, okay. All right. So moving right into it. So, what mindset have you normalized that you should break? So, okay. Rethinking that thought that shape your life. What feels normal to you but might be actually be limiting you? Stress as a default, constant busyness, self-doubt, fear of failure. What is a normalized mindset? A repeated way of thinking, feeling automatic and true, often shaped by environment, culture, or past experience, rarely questioned. A normalized mindset isn't necessarily correct, just familiar. That distinction is important. Is it normal or is it just familiar? Is it correct or is it just familiar? Very important. So, why it matters? Why it matters? Shapes decision and behavior, influences confidence and risk taking, impact mental health, and determines long-term outcome. So your mindset acts like a filter. That's what it does. It acts like a filter. It doesn't just reflect reality, it actively shapes it. So it's your mindset that shapes your reality. And that's why it is so important, very important, that you know what your mindset is. Common harmful mindset we normalize. I have to be perfect. Leads to procrastination and sometimes anxiety. Two, being busy means I am successful. No, don't mean that at all. And that is why after you're being busy doing all sort of things instead of meaningful business that produces success, then that is a next thing. That's why it encourages burnout. And at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month, or the end of the year, you're wondering, what have you done? Where is the evidence that you achieve something? Well, we're not talking about educational achievement, right? We're just talking about what did you achieve? Is your life a little better into the direction that you wanted to go, or is it still stagnant? Very important. Failure defines me. No, failure must never defines you. It prevents growth, and of course, I am not ready yet. Keeps you stuck in inaction, not going anywhere, not doing anything, right? These are widely accepted belief, but they often work against us. Okay? So let us deep dive into the perfectionism trap, because people think that um, perfection is something to reach. No, perfection is living the next day better than you live today. Living the next hour better than you live the past hour. That is really perfection. Living the best life. Well, for me and my belief, the best life as it relates to the Word of God. Because the Bible is my belief. Okay? So therefore, that is my benchmark. So, what is your benchmark? What do you use as your standard? Fear of making mistakes. And we will make mistakes. But are you going to stay in the mistakes, or are you going to use these mistakes as stepping stones? Avoiding starting or finishing task. Oh, well, I never finish, so nobody can judge me on that task, because, well, if I didn't start it, then nobody would see any results. And now that I might start it and I just didn't finish it, well, you can't judge me. I don't finish it yet. So it's not the finished product. Trying self-worth to outcomes. Refrain. Progress is better than perfection. Always live in progress. As I said, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, there must be 3 better days. So whatever you accomplish today, accomplish something a little more the next day, and something more the other day, etc., etc. Perfectionism is often disguised itself as high standard. Perfectionism is not high standard. No, but it can actually block progress entirely because you want to be perfect. But as I said, remember, being perfect is not something to attain, is something to live daily by living the best that you can live today. Hustle culture glorifies overwork, equate rest with laziness, ignores sustainability, and of course, rest is productive. You can't be just working 24/7. You're going to break down some point. Rest is very important. Constant productivity is not sustainable. Long-term success requires balance. Must rest. Need a balanced life. But as I said, each day, live it better than the day before. That's all you need to remember. Fear of failure. Avoiding risk, playing small, missing opportunities, and of course, failure is feedback. That's what you need to keep in mind. Failure is feedback. Can I do this a little better? Well, yes, I should do this a little better. Yes, I should do, yes, I can tweak there so and do this differently and do that differently. And so it will be better the next time. Every successful person fails. Nobody don't just do. everything boom, 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 boom. Some people lose millions, hundreds of millions. So don't be afraid of failure. Use them to grow. The difference is how they interpret it. So use failure as a measure to grow. That's all. When the child wake up, the child will wake up. Born. When the child will born walking. No, the child you as a baby did not born walking. No, it is a growing process. Everything in life is a growing per um, has to grow. Where do these mindset come from? These mindset come from family upbringing, education system, social media, and comparison, and workplace culture. Understanding the origin of a mindset helps you detach from it. If it wasn't learned, it can be, sorry, if it was learned, it can be unlearned. If it wasn't, if it wasn't, if it was learned, if at some point you learn it, it can also be unlearned. I remember way back, I think this was in the 1500 or thereabout, way back in the day, a man by the name of Aristotle, famous um, philosopher, right? So he was educated, big time educated. And for years, they thought that the spider was an insect with 6 legs. Years. I'm not talking about years. I'm not talking about 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. I'm talking for maybe over 1,000 years, maybe about 1,500, something like that. 1,500 years approximately. Right? It was in books. It was, well, those times there was no internet. So it was a known, as it were, fact at the time that spider has 6 legs. Until until someone went and checked the evidence for themselves. And when they count, they realize that it's not in the insect family, but it's in another family, which is along with the crab. It has 8 legs, right? So spider is, I forget exactly what group of of animal it is or creature it is, but it's not an insect. It has 8 legs and not 6 legs, right? So we have to back then in the 1500 they had to unlearn all of that and learn now the correct thing, that a spider has 8 legs. Okay, so very important. So anything you learn can be unlearned. All right. Signs you should break a mindset. Signs you should break a mindset. It creates stress or anxiety. It limits your growth. It's based on fear, not facts. It no longer serves your goal. Then you need to break from that mindset. If it's not helping you, break from it. Okay? Because not all mindsets are bad. But if one consistently holds you back, it's worth changing. That's it. It's not that it's bad, but it's just that, you know, it's holding you back. So you need to get rid of it. How to break a limiting mindset. One, awareness. first have to be aware that this one is limiting you. Notice your automatic thoughts. Question it. Number 2, question it. Is this actually true? That's all. Then, number 3, replace it. Create a healthier alternative. I mean, just like how with anything, if you were using you know something and it's not helping you serve your purpose, you just like if you have a car like a mini, and a mini clubman or something like that, and want to do Uber or taxi or whatever you call it in your neck of the woods, right? The mini clubman might be too small, so you're going to need a bigger vehicle, straight and to the point. So you're going to have to change it. Nothing is really wrong per se with the mini, but moving forward, it is not going to help you properly in your endeavor. It's the same thing with mindsets. This might not be really helping you to move forward, so change it. Reinforce thoughts, reinforce through action, right? And that is by practicing it. After you replace it, then you start to practice it by reinforce through action. Change doesn't happen instantly. It's a process of repetition and reinforcement. Old mindset, I'm not good enough to try. New mindset, I can improve through efforts and experience. Example, transformation. Result, increase confidence, more opportunities, greater resilience. Even small shifts in thinking can increase big changes over time. Let us reflect. Ask yourself, what belief do I default to under pressure? Where did it come from? Is it helping or hurting me? What would a better mindset look like? This is the most important part, making it personal. Key takeaway, not everything that feels normal is beneficial. Mindsets are learned and changeable. Growth starts with awareness. Small shifts lead to big results. You don't need to overhaul everything. Just start with one mindset at a time. And so, in closing, the most powerful change you can make is change how you think. Your mindset is one of the few things you can control. Use that to your advantage. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate. I hope those words will help you along your merry, merry way. Thank you all very much. Any questions or concerns or any thought that anyone might have? All right. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you all very much. Really, really appreciate. And so at this time, we are going to bring the curtains down. Of course, it is weekend once again. We are diving into the weekend. And so on Sunday, it is Dream Team for 12:45 Eastern Daylight Time, Monday Mindset Monday, and Tuesday and Thursday, 1 p.m. It's the Yvonne Duo with One Global Movement. And on Thursday morning, it is, as you know, um, One Passion with Singapore and Malaysia. So thank you very much for making it deep dive, globally changing lives. And we do thank you here on the meeting platform and also on the YouTube platform. So we're going to bring the curtains down. Thank you all very much, especially on the YouTube first. We do appreciate you joining us um, at this time. And you do have yourself a wonderful, marvelous weekend. Take best care, everyone. Thank you very much, King Carlton, Queen Dr. Nadu, Queen Yvonne, and others that were on the meeting platform, and those that are on the YouTube platform. Thank you all very much. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.